disc. So as like there are a few things like correlation, regression, and probability distribution and time series, which is not being discussed. Okay, as per uh, the students actually. So I remember I again showed you the correlation regression analysis. That's not a problem. Okay. I remember that we had already discussed this, but okay, still no issues. Uh, this is a topic we are discussing now, and okay. Now we will talk about correlation analysis. Okay. This is only a file or something else is your file. I just need to check. I think this is your file, right? This was a file we already had seen, right?
Yes, ma'am.
This is the file, right? And I am able to show you that correlation analysis is already being done, right? In the same file, I'm just showing you nothing else. I'm just changing, but I'm just showing you that correlation analysis is being done. But still, in the pending topic, which is being given to me, it is being mentioned that the correlation regression. So we will talk about that. Okay. Uh, Now, what is correlation is, so just quickly, I'm going back to the end of the file. Yeah. So correlation analysis, it's basically a part of inferential statistics, okay? So you might get confused, like, see, descriptive is already being done. Descriptive is nothing, is your central tendency. Inferential, you might feel that it is not being done. So I'll just brief you here. Inferential statistics is nothing, it's your correlation analysis, okay? Now I will explain you what is inferential statistics first, so that it will be easy for you to get into what exactly the correlation thing is. Okay, so let me start with the topic, and we are having correlation analysis first. Sorry, inferential statistics first. Okay, so inferential, it means that what exactly inferential means. Try to understand, statistics is nothing, it's a study of the data, right? And as we know that for a data analytics, the data is only the basic entity on which we are working and studying, right? So when we talk about data analytics, so automatically statistics become a foundation of a data analytics. And we started discussing about the statistical terms. We talked about population, we talked about sample, and we talked about variables, we talked about attributes, parameters. All that thing is related to the statistics. But how these terminologies which we discussed, it's actually being used during the data analytics. Okay, so there are two approaches. Okay, there are two approaches is being given in the statistics. The one is a descriptive one, okay, which we already discussed. Okay, in fact, inferential is also being discussed, but still, if you want, I will revising it. Okay, so in the descriptive one, we are having central tendency. Okay, I'm not talking about this much more, because I am hoping that this is already being taught and you already done few practice things on the central tendency, where we will calculating the mean, mode, and median. Okay. Then we also talk about the standard deviation here. We talk about the mean and max value. Okay. The count we will talk about. Okay. So there are so many things we had discussed under the descriptive statistics. Okay. It is mainly work with the numerical data. Okay. Numerical data. Okay. So the data which is in the number format, we can have a descriptive statistics straight away. These are the methods, okay? We can apply on it and we can analyze the data which is on the data set, which is the numeric data. Now coming to the inferential statistics. So what is the meaning of inferential statistics? So basically inferential statistics is the inference, okay? Inference means what? The summarization, okay? Or we can say the conclusion, okay? Or even we also called as a estimation, okay? So this is all the word related to the inferential statistics. Now how we can basically summarize or conclude or make some estimation? So definitely we need to collect the data, but in the inferential statistics, while collecting the data, we are having certain generalized concept, okay? So like we will be using a samples. Okay, now what is sample is? Sample is nothing, it's a part of your population, right? And then what is population is? So population is nothing, that is your cases, okay? So let's say example, if you are analyzing, let's say example, you are analyzing, say, breast cancer data, okay? So who will be your case? Tell me, who will be your case here? Who will be your case? So the case will be cancer patients, okay? I will not waste my time to just ask you questions because anyway you are not going to answer my questions, okay? So it's better I will be telling each and everything here at this point. So cases will be your cancer patients, okay? But the breast cancer is around the globe. So you will be not collecting the data around the globe. You will be targeting certain segment here, okay? So you may target say North America, or you can say even any particular city or a location, okay? Or even you can have a group of people, okay? It depends how much in depth data you want to collect. So based on that you will be start collecting the data. So this is nothing, it's your sample, okay? Sample size is always random value, okay? It's always a random value, and then you will start basically measuring the things, okay? So measurements will be including here. So related to that patient, you are having patient name, right? Then you will be having age, right? Then the stages of their cancer, okay? How much basically duration so they are suffering with the cancer, so that duration will be calculated here. Then the malignant basically factor is again one of the things is here. If it is a lumps, so lumps radius, okay, perimeter. So these are the basically basic measurements we will be collecting here, okay? And once the data is being collected in the format of your table, okay, like this kind of table you will be collecting. Are you understanding now what I'm trying to say here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then stage, like stage is having, I'm just giving a stage as a name, but stages are having some medical terminologies associated. So we are not getting into much detail about it, but I'm trying to explain you like how the data is being collected under the inferential one. Okay. And then how it is being analyzed, so it helps us to make a estimates, okay, or predict the future outcomes. So suppose I am predicting something into the location or a group of people, or maybe certain location with respect to the country, so I can give certain estimations basis on the data which is being collected in the form of sample, okay? So in the group of people, if I'm just collecting the data for say 100 patients, okay, and then I will be analyzing that age between say 50 to 70 or age between say 50 to 55, there is a highly chances of effect of breast cancer. So then further studies can be done, and then further studies can be done with the help of hypothesis testing. So this is the way the inferential statistics works. In the inferential statistics, we are actually having certain methods. Okay, we are having certain methods. So the very first is a correlation. Okay, then second is a regression. Okay, then we are having hypothesis testing. Okay, hypothesis testing. Okay, And we also having distributions, probability distributions actually, but this is a general word, distributions we will be talking here, and the time series. Okay. So these are the basic methods, or these are the common and popular methods are being used from the inferential statistics for the data analysis. Is it clear to you now? Any confusion? Please ask me right away here itself. Is it clear? Not clear?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Then going forward, we will be applying these methods one by one on a data set. Okay. So now we will talk about a correlation analysis or correlation analysis for a data set. So what actually we are doing in the correlation analysis, we are actually estimating or instead of estimating, we are actually finding the relationship between the variables. Okay, let's say there is two variable x and y. Okay, and this x and y is having certain values. Let's say this is values. I'm just showing you with the help of this to understand like what is the values are here. Okay, so we are having y here and we are having x here. Okay, so certain values are here. Okay, okay, I'm just not having certain values, I'm just trying to show you. So like this we will be having certain values in the n records. Okay, about the x and y variable, and now I am finding the relationship. Now findings, basically now we will look at into the findings. Okay, so we will be finding the correlation, basically coefficient. Okay, and there that coefficient tell us that whether this x is increasing and the y is also increasing. Okay, so this we called as a positive correlation. Are you clear with this? If
Yes,
x is
ma'am.
if x is decreasing and y is increasing, we call as a negative correlation. And suppose there is no effect. Okay, x is independent and the y is also independent, means उन दोनों के बीच में वो बढ़ रहा है घट रहा है उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है, that is your no correlation. Correlation coefficient we will always represent in r. Okay, small r. Okay, and the range of value of this coefficient will be -1 to +1. Okay, in between this range the value is being calculated. If it is towards -1, it is negative correlation. If it is towards +1, it is positive correlation. And if there is a 0 or near to 0, then there is no correlation. Is this clear to you, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Now I will be framing few examples here. Now you tell me like what is a correlation, positive correlation or a negative correlation? Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's talk about few examples here. Okay, so like study hours and marks obtained. Tell me, is it a positive? Is it a negative?
Positive, ma'am.
Okay, can you explain it?
Ma'am, if the study hours, I mean, much more we will study,
Mhm.
definitely we will get more marks.
Right. So there are the highly chances that we will get a more basically marks. See, study hours, if more studies, so definitely there are chances that the marks will be higher. Okay. So that's why we call as a positive correlation. Okay. Now the another example, higher education labels and higher income or good lifestyle? Tell me fatafat, okay? We don't have that much time to wait and analyze it, okay? Quickly, because this is a kind of revision we are having right now.
Yes, ma'am, it is also having positive correlation.
Right. Why it is positive? Because see, if we study hard and if we basically get good, basically higher education, like we do post graduation, graduation, research and PhDs, postdoc. So definitely, whatever be the jobs we will get, it's definitely into the high income rather than less study levels, right? Or less education levels. So the people who are highly educated, they are having high income categories and they maintain their lifestyle in a better way, okay, rather than the people who are having less education level. So there are very less basically, or we can say the income side, but they are comparatively the less income people, okay. So this is a very positive effect of the education here, okay. अब आप बोलोगे कि उसमें से कुछ तो बन जाते हैं, so there is a very rare chances of it, and that is nothing, it's your probability distributions, okay. That is a probability distribution, means like if there are the chances that a person who is the less education level but he can or she can be a millennial, so that's a very less probability out of it, okay. But the most of the sample, okay, see, again we will go back to the sample set, the whatever be the sample I collected, say let's say I am analyzing, say 500 citizens of our city. Okay, so I will be looking for their education level and I compare their income. So I found that higher education, higher income. So definitely they are the positively correlated here. Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Now going forward, if suppose like another example I'm just taking, increase or we can say decrease in outside temperature and your electricity bill. Tell me, is it a positive or a negative?
And again, it's a positive.
Can you just justify why it's a
No,
positive?
ma'am, it is negative, I guess.
Yes, it's a negative actually. See, if your outside temperature get decrease, okay, you will be putting more extra electricity to maintain your apartment temperature, right? So obviously electricity bill will increase here, right? So let's say 1 unit is being consumed by you in the normal condition, and suddenly if there is a drop in the temperature, and I hope you all are belongs to the North India. So you definitely observe that if there is a drop in the like temperature outside, so you definitely use the blowers and the heaters. So obviously the consumption of electricity get increased.
Ma'am, actually, I have just I just said this because why I said positive just because I mean in days of summers when the temperature is increased, then definitely again our electricity will be increased because we
That's
will
a rare situation. That's a
AC
different
and cooler.
situation. That we will discuss in the case of regression. Here, the variables are with the decrease and increase. Try to understand. Outside temperature decreases. So what will increase? The electricity bill increase here. So this is the two variables we are understanding. Okay. You are discussing the situations here. Okay. So that situations we can have it with the regression analysis. Right now we are relating these two variables here. Is this clear, Shri?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it is a negative correlation. Now we are having say um, okay. Okay. Color of your eyes and the height. Yeah. Tell me, these are the cases we are discussing right now. And I'll quickly show you how to calculate
No
regression
correlation.
analysis. Sorry, correlation analysis in the Excel. Yes.
Ma'am, no correlation.
So there is no
Correlation.
correlation, right? Why? Because these two parameters are not dependent on each other, okay? Not in the positive way, not into the negative way. Whether the color is gray or black or blue, it doesn't matter with the height as a parameter, right? So there is no correlation here, okay? Now, whenever you basically convert it into basically graph, okay, if you collect the data, okay, you just decide a sample and you just collect the data of these two variables. And if you try to draw a graph, so you will always find the graph represent in this manner, okay? For a positive, it is always a slope into upward direction, okay? And what is this line is? This line is a correlation line, and around this line your data is being recorded, okay? So the maximum points will be covered on this line, okay? I'll just take another color so it will be easy for you to understand this, okay? So maximum data is close to this line or on that line itself, okay? So this is kind of scatter diagram we plot when we talk about the correlation analysis for a data sets, okay? Is this clear to you now? So maximum data is being recorded on this slope, and this slope is at the towards the upward direction. That's a positive correlation. Are you clear with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Then the same kind of graph, if we just plot it like this, I will show you in the one of the PPT which we discussed. There also I had shown you this diagram in that PPT, but I'll just cover it here first and then I will give shown you there. So this kind of line you can observe for your negative correlation, okay, where the data is being scattered in this downward slope line, okay? So it is like this. So the maximum points are being covered on this downward slope line. So this is a negative correlation example, okay? Now you may ask me like how we are going to draw this basically graphs. So I will show you the example which we already discussed, okay? Now, if I just draw the line like this again, I hope my screen is visible. And if I just draw the line like this, okay? So this is no relation or no correlation. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, how you will draw this? Okay, let's say example. So whatever be the scenarios which we discussed just now, right? We had discussed few scenarios here, right? So if you just collect the data for it, okay, let's say you collect the data in the Excel sheet, okay? So this is the Excel sheet and number of hours, okay, and the score, okay? So if you just increase the number of hours, so let's say we will have a 3 hours as a study hour. So definitely if we just somebody is studying 3 hours, so we will be just having some values randomly. I'm just collecting, okay? It's a random value, okay? Sometime you will find that students are sitting for hours and hours, but they are not scoring good marks, okay? So there are all the possibilities we will be having in our data set, okay? So how many data set I am just having? So this is my data set. Okay, the small data set I just created just now in front of you only. Now I will be finding the relationship on these two variables. Okay, how I will be find the relationship? I will be using a data option. There is a data analysis tool pack I am already having. In that tool pack, if you see there is a correlation option available. You just select that correlation. This basically interface will appear. You need to give the input range here. So what is your input range? These two variables will be your input range. You are including your first row as a labels. Okay, what will be your output range? You just make it output range somewhere into the sheet itself. Okay, so this is the sheet I just selected, and here you will get the correlation analysis. So you find that it's a positively correlated because it's a correlation analysis. Are you clear with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now just opposite, you can do it with the help the same data. I'm just creating another data set here. Okay. So say color of eyes and the height. It can be gray. It can be 45, or we can say I will be having centimeters. So then it can be black. It can be 167 centimeter. It can be blue. It can be 155 centimeters. Again, it can be light gray, dark gray, brown, whatever be the colors you are knowing about your friends and your eyes, you can just have that data to be collected. Okay, so this is a small data set. I am just working on it right now to show you how it works. Okay. Now, this is my data set. Okay. Small data set, just now in front of you only we created. And now we are going for an analysis here. Okay. If I'm just going with the data analysis, okay, I will be just, and I'll be more into the, okay, and output range. So if you see here, having trouble to offset input output reference, what does it means? What is this error means or this notification means? Quickly tell me fast.
No correlation.
No, this is saying that the way you are entering your parameters like gray, black, blue, brown, it is not being a reference to the correlation. Now, how we can find out the correlation between this? How we will find out the correlation between this? Then we will have a chart like this, okay? Now, on the basis of what we will be calculating the chart, okay? So I'll be selecting the data, okay? So chart range I'll be selecting here, okay? So this is my chart range. Is this clear? And I'm just having this scattered diagram. Are you able to see?
Yes, ma'am.
See what I am showing in the paintbrush to explain you the correlation concept. The same thing I am doing in the Excel. Okay. And this scattered diagram, if I try to draw any kind of line, it is not possible because all the points are scattered. Okay. What does it mean? That color of eyes and the height of any human is not at all correlated. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So there is no relation, or we can call it a no correlation. So it is not necessary that sometime you, when you are applying a correlation analysis in a data analytics or on a data set, so there are possibility that a input range is easily acceptable and you can just calculate it in the form of certain formula and can generate the matrix like this. Okay. The way we did for a number of hours and the score. But there are possibility that a data set which you are having, the parameters are like in the color of eyes and the height. So it can be a basically label data. We discussed about the type of data. Okay. So the label data and the numeric data, and then you want to set certain basically you want to analyze certain correlations. So in that case, you will not going with the matrix. Okay. You will go with the scattered diagram. Is it clear? So it depends of your data set. Okay. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, where you will be using this correlation analysis in the business or in the real-time data sets. what kind of data sets you must needed to apply the correlation analysis? And the similar pattern, you can just have it for a negative correlation. Okay. So negative correlation, you just calculate the temperature decrease and the heating bills, electricity bills. So you can just have both the parameters and you can work on it. Okay. I'm just going forward for the basically importance of correlation analysis. Okay. So let's talk about that. Yeah. Okay. Importance of correlation analysis. So, what are the importance of correlation analysis? Yeah. So, how we can take the basically how we can take forward for this analysis in the real time data analysis?
Ma'am, like quality of the product and अच्छा, importance of correlation relationship.
See,
I
it
was
is
at
it is mainly used for our decision makings.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, so for the decision making in the businesses, in the organization, we always go for the for the correlation analysis. For example, like in say fintech basically domain. So how you understand the correlation between the assets help in the portfolio, okay, and the risk management or risk associated. Okay, so if you remember, I had shown you one data set. I don't remember. I don't know whether you remember these data sets or not, but there are two people, okay, who invested in certain basically plans here. Okay, and suppose Ram need to understand, like if he want to invest say in the next year. Okay, so this data is maybe for say last 5 years, and the next year he want to invest certain bonds or certain SIPs. So how he will take the decision on it? So such kind of portfolio diversification or understanding the particular bond or particular scheme for investment means I am taking a decision whether I should invest in certain particular scheme or not. So that kind of decision, as a Sham or as a Ram, as a person like us, can take with the help of correlation analysis, or either your finance advisor can analyze these things, and basis of that analysis he or she will guide you about like whether you can invest in next year or next month for specific scheme or not. Okay, so this is kind of decision making you can have it into the fintech industry. The same organization also take the decision basis of the correlation analysis itself. Okay. Okay, now marketing strategy is making. Okay, so where we will be analyzing, or we will be making the strategies and identifying the factors influencing the sales. Okay, so here the marketing strategies and the identifying the factors influencing the sales. Okay. Okay, so there also we will be using your correlation analysis. Okay, it is mainly used into the scientific research as well. Okay. Like for example, healthcare research can be covered with the patient characteristics and health outcomes. Okay. So patient characteristics, like in the breast cancer, I told you that patient characteristics and the health outcome can easily relatable parameters, and we can calculate the relationship on these parameters with the help of correlation analysis. Okay. So you can also leading to the improved treatments or interventions are needed, so that all decisions, again the further it land with the decisions only. So mainly correlation analysis is work for the decision making. Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, how you prepare the data for the correlation analysis? Quickly. Yeah, tell me. So again, we will be collecting, all the steps are same, okay? So we will be have a data collection step. What thing we will be follow here? We will be first identifying the relevant variables, okay? किसके ऊपर हमको relationship establish करना है? So that is needed, okay? So relevant variables. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि हम दो variables लेके चल रहे, color of eyes and height. ऐसे दो variables हमने collect भी कर लिए 500 लोगों के, और पता चला वो तो कोई related ही नहीं थे. Clear? So we always try to find the variables first कि relevant variables है कि नहीं. Is it clear or not clear?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
ओके देन हम डेटा सोर्स, जो भी हमारा डेटा सोर्स रहेगा, लाइक वी विल इंश्योर दैट डेटा सोर्स, मतलब जो भी पॉपुलेशन रहेगा, सैंपल रहेगा, that has to be properly collected. So the data source we will be finalizing here. The data source should be reliable source, ensuring that it should be representative of the population. अगर आप जैसे ब्रेस्ट कैंसर के पेशेंट्स पे आप स्टडी कर रहे हो, अगर आपके पास वो जो डेटा है वो ब्रेस्ट कैंसर के पेशेंट्स का रहेगा तो ही वो रिलेटेबल रहेगा. अदरवाइज अगर एक जेनरिक कैंसर का पेशेंट का डेटा भी मिलता है तो वो आपके स्टडी के लिए रिलेवेंट ही नहीं है. ओके, सो दैट डेटा सोर्स शुड बी रिलेवेंट हियर. ओके, देन द नेक्स्ट थिंग इज डेटा क्वालिटी. Okay, so this parameters we need to be considered while collecting the data here. अब data collection के बाद next step क्या होता है, फटाफट बताओ आप मुझे. ये कम से कम 10 बार बात कर चुके हैं हम इसकी. The data cleaning. So we will handling the missing data here. So जो भी missing data रहेगा we will collect it. Okay, और अगर वो हमको जरूरी नहीं है तो we will remove it. Then duplicate data. Okay, we will remove the duplicate entries. Okay, then data formation, जो भी हमारा एक format रहेगा वो हम उस format में उसको we will have a uniform format for every data. मतलब जो भी हम data collect कर रहे हैं, जैसे date है तो date का data हम proper एक format में collect करेंगे. अगर currency है so it has to be in the proper format of the currency. अगर आप rupees में ले रहे हो तो it has to be in the rupees. आप अगर particular decimal consider कर रहे हो after 2 places or 3 places, it has to be considered with the 2 places precision or 3 places decimal precision. तो ये सारे आपके data formation में आता है. Okay, after that you will be what you will be having here, then you will be applying your analysis. मतलब आप फिर finally आपका correlation analysis apply करोगे. Are you clear with this?
Yes, ma'am.
तो यहाँ पे आता है आपका फिर एनालिसिस, मतलब ये आएगा एक्चुअल आपका स्टेप डेटा एनालिसिस का. ओके, जो हम डेटा एनालिसिस करते हैं दैट विल बी कमिंग विद द कोरिलेशन एनालिसिस, एंड देन यू विल स्टेट अ समरी हियर, और जो भी आपका रिपोर्ट रहेगा आप फिर रिपोर्ट एक्सप्लेन करोगे विद द मैट्रिक्स विच यू गेट इट. ओके, वो जो मैट्रिक्स आपको मिला मिला रहेगा आप उस वैल्यूज को लेके यू विल बी एक्सप्लेन सर्टन थिंग्स कि ये पैरामीटर्स वी कलेक्टेड फॉर आउट ऑफ सैंपल. इन दिस सैंपल वी कलेक्टेड दिस पैरामीटर्स, जो भी है आपके 10 है, 5 है, 2 है, जो भी आपने कलेक्ट किया है वो आप उसको मेंशन करोगे. एंड देन यू अप्लाइड दिस ऑल थिंग्स, एंड देन you collected, you analyze, you created a correlation analysis, you created the matrix is being generated, and with this matrix value like a r is equals to something, I'm just taking a random value here, we prove that the value of R is 0.56, it means that it is positively correlated. So hence, the data which is being collected for a cancer patients or a breast cancer patients or something, I'm just taking example here, it is being correlated, strongly correlated, and it is recommended, or a medicine which is being applicable, or the health improvements, or द फिनटेक इंडस्ट्री में अगर आप बात कर रहे हो तो उसके जो डिसीजंस रहेंगे उसके लिए ये रिपोर्ट आपको हेल्प करेगा. दिस इज व्हाट इज द एनालिसिस इज कोरिलेशन एनालिसिस. इज इट क्लियर नाउ? And you can also plot the you need to plot a scatter diagram also. Okay, is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Now going forward, what other thing like yeah, what else topic we need to discuss? Regression analysis, right? I hope this is clear now. So what is regression analysis?
Ma'am, it's like inversely proportional analysis.
Okay.
I mean,
What
if
else?
something will rise, other will decrease.
Okay. Or any other example you can have it for this?
Ma'am, as just said, I said about AC when the temperature will be increase and electricity will be increased further.
Okay. Anything? Okay, let's talk about a hypothesis testing, and then we will talk about this into the maybe in the next class actually, because hypothesis testing is very small topic. Regression analysis need again some example with the showing you the with a certain data set. Okay, so what do you mean by hypothesis testing? Anytime,
Ma'am,
have you
like,
done hypothesis testing or you haven't done?
is it like to guess about the future things, what could be happen in future?
Okay,
If some scenario is going right now, then what could be, I mean, the result will be in future.
okay.
That's the hypothetical. I mean, though we don't have the exact data, but the whole analysis depends on the hypothesis, and at some extent, we could say that this is going to be true.
Okay,
I mean,
I'll
this is
tell
going to
you.
be happen.
Okay, I'll tell you a very basic example. Okay, suppose say class 8th. Okay, or any class. Okay, I'm just taking any class. Okay, so say class A, any class 10th. Okay, and has a mean score. Any score test is being conducted. Let's say they had undergone with say half yearly exam, or say maybe the pre-boards exam. Okay, so mean score of the student, okay, of a maths or maybe all those subjects, okay, is 40 marks. Okay, say out of 100. What does it mean? Then the principal decides that extra classes are needed, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Extra classes are necessary or needed in order to improve the class scores or a performance, right? After taking extra class, after taking or after conducting extra classes for say 15 days or a 10 days, any duration, okay, 10 days, again the test is being conducted and the average score of student become, say, 56. So what is your hypothesis testing here? So here, like, can
It means
we
I'm
be
improving.
sure? See, this is what is the question is. Can we be sure whether the increase in marks is a result of the extra class, or it's a just coincidence, or we can call it a random? So I will be considering here hypothesis. Then I will be setting one hypothesis. I will form the hypothesis. We call it as a formation of hypothesis. Okay. And I will test that hypothesis formation. So when I form a hypothesis, I will treat it as a hypothesis 1 and hypothesis 2. We always call it as a hypothesis 0, hypothesis, and the hypothesis. Okay. So these two hypotheses I will be forming. Okay. And then I will be collecting the sample. Okay. Checked against the population. So if let's say there is say 60 students in my class. Okay. तो 60 में से मैंने 30 स्टूडेंट्स को एक्स्ट्रा क्लास दिया. फिर से मैं एक एक्सपेरिमेंट करूंगी एंड देन आई विल conduct test and then evaluate, and remaining 30 students will do their home studies, and again they also appear for the same test and evaluate the marks. अगर दोनों कंडीशन में, अगर मान लो एक कंडीशन में जिनका मैंने एक्स्ट्रा क्लास लेके टेस्ट कंडक्ट किया विद द एक्स्ट्रा क्लास जो है, ओके, और अगर इनके मार्क्स बड़े पाए गए और ये जो 30 स्टूडेंट्स हैं जिनको मैंने घर में काम करने के लिए बोला कि घर पे आप पढ़ाई करो और उनके मार्क्स भी बड़े हुए रहेंगे, इट मीन्स दैट दिस फॉर्मुलेशन विच आई अज्यूम कि एक्स्ट्रा क्लास देने से बच्चों के मार्क्स बढ़ रहे हैं, द हाइपोथेसिस फेल्ड ओवर देयर. इज इट क्लियर? और वी ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज आर नल हाइपोथेसिस और अल्टरनेट हाइपोथेसिस. तो मेरा एक ये नल हाइपोथेसिस जो रहेगा ये रहेगा कि एक्स्ट्रा क्लासेस हेल्प्स टू इंक्रीज मार्क्स. तो अगर ये दो सिचुएशन में इनके भी बढ़ रहे हैं मार्क्स और इनके भी बढ़ रहे हैं, सो व्हाट डज इट मीन्स? It is a null hypothesis. Okay. When you found a null hypothesis, you need to evaluate the second hypothesis. So you need to create a re-hypothesis जो हमने already form किया रहता है. So you need to test the another hypothesis we call as the alternate hypothesis. Okay. So alternate hypothesis would be that marks after the extra classes are significantly different from the before classes, and the segment, the sample which you had selected, okay, which you selected, they are the averagely above performing students. So obviously उनके extra classes से उनके marks भी बढ़े, और जो students जो उन्होंने home studies किया, they also basically above average students. So they also did the home studies and appear for a test and they get increase their marks. Okay. So it कंडक्टिंग एक्स्ट्रा क्लास, मतलब इसका कंक्लूजन कैसे आएगा वो बता रही हूँ. कंडक्टिंग एक्स्ट्रा क्लास इज नॉट द सॉल्यूशन. इज इट क्लियर नाउ?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is called the hypothesis testing. This is I had taken for a very simple and a very basic example. But when you going forward for a hypothesis testing or hypothesis for a real scenario based data, आपको उस पर्टिकुलर डेटा जो कलेक्ट कर रहे हो, आप हेल्थ केयर का कर रहे हो या आप किसी पर्टिकुलर फिनटेक के ऊपर काम कर रहे हो या आप कोई भी डेटा सेट पे, जो भी आप डेटा सेट पे काम कर रहे हो, उस डोमेन नॉलेज होना बहुत जरूरी है. यू मस्ट हैव अ डोमेन नॉलेज हियर. ओके, क्योंकि ये आपका साइंटिफिक, और वी कैन से इट्स अ रिसर्च बेस्ड analysis. Okay, it's normally done into the data science, not into the data analytics. Okay, it's a part of data science. Okay, it is not a part of data analytics. Okay, is this clear to you now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is called as a hypothesis testing. So you cannot accept the null hypothesis. You need to like only reject it if it is fail. Okay, you have to accept that null hypothesis generally kept which we want to basically disapprove. मतलब जिसको हमको disapprove करना रहता है उस condition को हम null hypothesis में डालते हैं. So extra classes helps to increase marks. So obviously no extra classes helps to increase the marks. Then we will set the alternate hypothesis. The overall average students are performing well. The test conducted and 95 confidence, we found that the 95% of the confidence, मतलब ये हमको बोलना पड़ेगा फिर से हमको डेटा कलेक्ट करके कि 95% पे आया कॉन्फिडेंस या कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल इंक्रीज होना. ओके, सो confidence level is given by the data analyst or a data scientist. Okay, वो students confidence level नहीं देंगे. Okay, you had to suppose to give in your basically a summary report that level of confidence get increased from say 80% to the 95%, that overall average students are performing well in the next test. So definitely there are chances that if they do in the same manner studies, so they will definitely increase the marks in their boards exams. Is it clear? So this kind of analysis being done in the hypothesis testing. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now I will quickly tell you one example where we can use a hypothesis testing. Okay. So, okay. Where we can have the hypothesis testing. I'm just quickly give you examples here. So mainly, hypothesis testing can be done on the numerical data. That is a continuous data. Let's say purchase amount, okay, customer complaints, number of customer complaints. ऐसे data पे you can have a hypothesis testing. Then you can also have a hypothesis testing on the categorical data, okay, जिसमें it can be your customer segments and the demographic locations and information, demographics information about your customer. So such kind of data also you can have it for a hypothesis testing. Okay. Then um, hypothesis testing can be done with methods also. Okay. How you can apply certain methods. मतलब जो डेटा है आपका उसके ऊपर हाइपोथेसिस टेस्टिंग आप एक समरी फॉर्मेट में भी दे सकते हो. एंड देयर इज अनदर कॉमन टेस्ट यू कैन यूज इट फॉर अ हाइपोथेसिस टेस्टिंग. व्हाट आर द कॉमन स्टैटिस्टिकल टेस्ट यूज्ड इन द different types of data? Okay, that I'm actually, just give me 1 minute, I'm sharing the screen very soon. And that is your t-test. Just 1 second, I'm sharing screen. So common statistical test which you can use it, t-test, compare the mean of two groups. Okay, ANOVA analysis variance, the compare the means of more than two groups. So ये सारे चीजें आप डेटा सेट लो, कोई भी आप रैंडम डेटा सेट, जैसे आपका ये डेटा सेट है, ओके, जहां पे न्यूमेरिक वैल्यू है, या आप ये जो डेटा सेट है जो हमने जनरेट किया, ऐसे टाइप का डेटा सेट जनरेट करो. एंड देन यू कैन हैव द डेटा एनालिसिस टूल पैक. ओके, वहां पे ये सारे टेस्ट हैं. Okay, look at this. ANOVA single factor. Okay, ANOVA two factor. ये सारे टेस्ट यहाँ पे अवेलेबल है. यू कैन जस्ट डायरेक्टली अप्लाई दोज टेस्ट एंड गेट दैट रिजल्ट एंड टेस्ट योर हाइपोथेसिस द वे आई शोन यू फॉर अ क्लास 10th. Is it clear to you now? Yes or no? then we are having time series. Okay, so what is we are having the time series? Okay, uh what is the time series basically? So time series is nothing, it's your data in the proper order. Okay, so time series is like, time series is basically the specific way of analyzing your sequence of data. Okay, so here we will be collecting certain interval time. Okay, intervals we will be collecting, certain data points we will be collecting. Okay, and then we will analyzing. Okay, we will be analyzing it. I'll show you very basic example here. Just give me 1 second. It's the time series analysis is quickly available on a Tableau official website. Like just give me 1 second. Yeah. I'm just showing through the website, official Tableau website. So this is what is a time series analysis. Okay. So you will be calculating the average temperature. So if you just see here, that's a chart actually. Okay. So this kind of data is being analyzed under the time series. Okay. So whatever be the data structure, see, it is in the Tableau dashboard, but it is not necessary that you should have a Tableau dashboard. The similar way you can have it in your basically environment, like your in this environment also you can have a time series kind of analysis. Okay, so there are recommend charts here. 1 second, I had to select the chart option, line. So this kind of basically, not a column actually, the line basically you can use for showing the time series basically data. Okay, so if there is a data, so you can use a uh, that that data you can use it for the time series analysis. Okay, it is with the consistent intervals over a set of period. Okay, and why organization use time series data analysis? So time series data analysis help organizations to understand underlying causes of trends. ओके, एक सिंपल एग्जांपल मैं बताती हूँ आपको कि जैसे पिछले 10 साल का टेम्परेचर हम एनालाइज करेंगे कि इस महीने में इस पर्टिकुलर डे पे लास्ट 10 इयर्स का क्या टेम्परेचर रहा. ओके, और फिर हम अगले 5 साल का उसके लिए प्रिडिक्शन करेंगे. सो दैट इज व्हाट इज अ टाइम सीरीज एनालिसिस. इज इट क्लियर कि या अगले साल क्या रहेगा? मतलब एक सिंपल एग्जांपल कि मार्च जनवरी महीने का फर्स्ट वीक का या जनवरी महीने के लास्ट वीक का टेम्परेचर हम पिछले साल के 5 साल का एनालिसिस करेंगे, मतलब कैलकुलेट करेंगे, पहले कलेक्ट करेंगे और फिर हम उस ट्रेंड को ऑब्जर्व करेंगे और फिर उसको हम ग्राफ के थ्रू अंडरस्टैंड करेंगे कि वो बढ़ ही रहा है. ओके, कंटिन्यूअसली एक डे टेम्परेचर हमारा इंक्रीज हो रहा है. लाइक अर्लियर इन द मंथ ऑफ जनवरी एवरेज डे टेम्परेचर अगर एक पर्टिकुलर सिटी का मान लो 30 रहता था. ओके, 2000 में 2010 में उसका 32 हुआ. ओके, मे बी इन द नेक्स्ट अगर हम अगले पिछले 5 साल का ही कंसिडर करें तो 2020 में अगर 30 है, 21 में वो 31 पॉइंट समथिंग हुआ, 22 में थोड़ा सा डिक्रीज आपको लगा कि वो 29 पे चले गया, but 23 में अगर you found that it is a 34, so obviously in the 25 you will see in that it is a 33. and so इस डेटा को कंसिडर करके आप प्रिडिक्ट कर सकते हो ना कि 26 में भी वो 35 तक जाएगा ही टेम्परेचर in the first week of January or in the last week of January. Is it clear to you what the time series analysis means? Is it clear or not clear? Shri, Shweta?
Yes, ma'am, it is clear.
ओके, सो बेसिकली टाइम सीरीज एनालिसिस में हम करते क्या है कि कोई भी वेरिएबल को लेते हैं. अब जैसे टेम्परेचर को लिया, एक वेरिएबल लिया और हम ओवर द टाइम उसके क्या इफेक्ट हुए वो एनालाइज करते हैं. ओके, आप स्टॉक प्राइस ले लो, जैसे असेंचर का स्टॉक प्राइस है That also is an example of time series analysis. You can download it. I think I had shown you how to download from the Kaggle. So वो data set जो है वो time series analysis के लिए perfect data set है. And you analyze it कि कैसे opening stock का कैसा value रहा 5 साल में 10 साल में. Like that you can analyze that. ओके और उसके लिए जरूरी नहीं है कि आपको टैबलो या पावर बीआई चाहिए. आप एक्सेल में भी उसके लिए ग्राफ बना के यू कैन एनालाइज दैट डेटा सेट. ओके आई एम शेयरिंग दिस लिंक इन द चैट बॉक्स and you can just visit this website for a time series analysis for further understanding. Okay, is it clear now? I hope everybody received that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So we will stop here today and we will connect tomorrow and we will continue with the few topics from the statistics and we move into the another basically topic, and that is your machine learning. Okay. So machine learning we will talk about, or what I will plan is statistics and Python ka matplotlib and cbun. Okay. Pandas numpy is already being done. So I will be considering matplotlib and cbun topics, which you feel that it is not being done. So I will be explaining that again. Okay, मैंने बोलते टाइम आपको बता दिए थे, लेकिन मे बी आपने शायद ध्यान दिया नहीं दिया, या मैं शायद नहीं बताई होंगी. तो I will be explaining that again. It's not a problem. Okay, so we'll revise that Python libraries and few topics from the statistics. That is, the regression is remaining and distributions are remaining. So that we will cover tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, bye everyone. We'll connect
Bye,
tomorrow.
ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, bye.